Hello everyone, I'm back with my next video on the chapter Detectives 2 by R.K. Murthi. In this video, I will cover all the question and answers, reference to context questions and the summary of the chapter. Let us read the summary of this interesting chapter. The narrator and his sister plan to visit their grandparents for their summer vacation. On the way from the bus stop to their grandparents' house, they see a house in flames. Appu, their grandfather's help, had come to pick them up. Seeing the house in flames, he rushes to help. The children continue their journey home on a bullock cart. When they reach home, they realize that their grandfather has gone to help Hariswamy, whose house caught fire. Appu later comes home and tells grandfather that his elder brother has been caught by the police because they suspect that he has set the house on fire. Appu is sure that his brother is innocent, so the children decide to help Appu. They study the scene of the crime and get necessary clues from the local policemen. They learn that the house went up in flames because a haystack near the house went up in flames. According to the policeman, the incident happened around 11:15 a.m. Having got all the necessary information, they decide to return to the crime scene the following day. The next day, they reach the spot on time, tear up a newspaper and make a heap of the torn bits at the spot where the haystack stood. And they waited. Soon a ray of light, that is sunlight, sets the heap of newspaper on fire. The children thus prove that the fire was ignited because of the sunlight. They save an innocent man and are hailed as detectives too. We also come to know about the role of the mirror that was there just nearby. Actually, the sunlight fell on the mirror and the mirror reflected the same light to the haystack and the haystack caught fire. Let us see question and answers. Question 1. Who was Appu? What was he doing at the bus stop? Appu was a helper at the children's grandparents' house. He was waiting at the bus stop to receive the children. Question 2. Describe the ride in the cart in a few words. The answer is, in the cart, Appu and Velu had sat in the front and the children had sat at the back. As the cart moved, the bells tied around the necks of the oxen jingled and jangled. The children swung back and forth as the cart moved over uneven roads and bumped their heads repeatedly against the ribs of the cart. Ribs of the cart means the sides of the cart. Question 3. Why did Appu jump off the moving cart? Appu jumped off the moving cart because he saw Hariswamy's house on fire and he rushed to help them. Who was Velu? How did he nudge the oxen? Velu was a cart driver. He nudged the oxen by putting the stick in the wheel to produce a whirring sound that made the animals move faster. Not once did he bring the stick on the back of the animal. Question 5. What did Tatha say about the damage caused by the fire? The answer is, about the damage caused by the fire, Tatha said that the main house but for a section of the rear veranda stood. However, the store, the cowshed and the servants' quarter had all been gutted, that means destroyed in fire. Question 6. Why did the narrator think the English language to be strange? The answer is, the narrator thought the English language to be strange because instead of flammable, anything that caught fire easily was called inflammable. The narrator felt that merely flammable would have sufficed. Sufficed means would have been sufficient. Question 7. What happened when the narrator and Sunita went to Hari Mama's house for the first time? The answer is, when the narrator and Sunita went to Hari Mama's house for the first time, they met a policeman who told them that the fire had started at about 11:15 am. They also looked out for anything that would explain the role of an outside hand in the fire, but drew a blank. Question 8. How did the narrator find the real culprit? The answer is, the narrator and Sunita formed a pile of newspapers where the haystack one stood. At 11:15 am, the pile caught on fire. The narrator and Sunita tracked the flash of light to a piece of hard glass that was embedded in the ground. This piece of glass was the real culprit. It reflected the sun's rays on the haystack. This tells us that the narrator was very intelligent and sharp. Let us quickly do reference to context questions. Number 1. It came with strings. Question A is, what does it refer to? The answer is, it refers to the permission that Sunita and the narrator got to go to their maternal grandparents' home for the summer vacation. Question B. What were the strings? The answer is, the strings were promises that the children had to make to their parents. The promises were that they would not run wild in the sun all day long, that they would take their school assignments along and complete the tasks, and that they would be helpful to the old folk and always be reverential, that means respectful to them. Question C. How did the narrator and Sunita consider them? The answer is, the narrator and Sunita did not consider them seriously, as they forgot all about them as they got into the bus. Extract 2. He blamed Suku, shouted at him, slapped him once. Question A. Who said these words to whom? The answer is, Appu said these words to Tatha. Question B. Who was Suku? The answer is, Suku was Appu's elder brother. He was Anan, that is elder brother. Question C. Who slapped Suku and why? The answer is, Hari Swami slapped Suku because he found a damaged bag by the paddy in the store and he blamed Suku for it. Question D. Based on the way the speaker spoke these words, what can you say about her state of mind? Based on the way Appu spoke these words, we can conclude that he was shocked, upset and worried for his elder brother Suku. Extract 3. Blood, my brother, is thicker than water. Who said these words and to whom? Sunita said these words to the narrator. Question B. Explain the meaning of the above proverb with the reference to the story. The answer is, Appu believed that his brother Suku was innocent and that he had been wrongly accused of arson. When the narrator pointed out this fact to Sunita, she used the proverb, blood is thicker than water, in order to imply that since Appu and Suku were siblings, it was all but natural for him to defend his brother even if Suku was the culprit. Extract 4. When did you come? Who said these words and to whom? The answer is, Hariswami said these words to the narrator and Sunita. Where was the speaker going? The answer is, speaker was going to report about the devastating fire to the insurance company. Question C. Where did the listeners go after the speaker had left and why? The narrator and Sunita went to the spot where the haystack caught fire. They wanted to find out the real culprit even if it was an invisible force. I hope this video was really helpful. If you go through any problem If you have any queries, please put it in the comment section. If you have still not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, press the bell icon, and do take good care of yourself. Bye bye.